Soon you will be in a hypnotic state. You will hear only the sound of my voice. And when you awake, you will be shrunken down. My question that I got today is, does weight loss hypnosis actually work? Does weight loss hypnosis actually work? That is the question of the day. Love it. Welcome to the 4th of October of our spooky, well, I guess there's nothing really spooky about it, but I love spooky season. So, aside from my eye makeup and this lovely topic here, we're gonna go diving deep. We're gonna dive deep into the idea of whether or not weight loss hypnosis will actually help you lose weight. Is it just fiction? Is it just a way to sell you more garbage? Possibly. There's a lot to unpack here. Now, when I was growing up in the 90s, hypnosis was huge. A lot of weight loss hypnosis, a lot of learn language while you sleep. There's a lot of while you sleep kind of audio tapes that you would listen to. And there was some good studies and some not so good studies and some interesting conflicting information that has come out since then on how your brain actually perceives sound both while you're sleeping and how you respond to hypnosis. Now, with all of that set aside, put into a box for a moment, saying, okay, we're not going to talk about like the stage hypnosis that we saw, on Ricky Lake and Oprah back in the day. We're going to talk just about mindset and can hypnosis help with your mindset for weight loss, because that is where the rubber kind of meets the road, right? There's a lot of different magical thinking that can go in and around lifestyle change, and there's nothing wrong with magic. There's nothing wrong with doing magical spells or mystical thinking as long as you're backing it up with actual action, right? Same thing for like people who pray. If you're not actually doing anything to affect that change, praying for fat loss or hypnotizing yourself for fat loss or doing a magic spell for fat loss is not going to actually affect the fat loss. But it can do some interesting things for you. So let's talk about that. So does weight loss hypnosis actually work? Number one, yes, if you are following an effective diet and exercise plan. And if you're actually awake to receive the message. While there has been some interesting studies done that show that yes, your brain can perceive like sound and music while you're sleeping, we want to make sure that you're actually using this. If you're going to use hypnosis to assist your fat loss journey, we're going to talk about how to do that in the most effective way possible. So number one, we want to follow an effective diet and exercise plan. And we'll pick up a little bit on some of the stuff we talked about yesterday. Now, yesterday we talked about how number one most important thing to see progress on your exercise plan and your diet plan is recovery. Sleep is super important for recovery, so I don't necessarily recommend doing hypnosis all night while you're sleeping, but if it helps you fall asleep, hey, that's awesome. That can be part of your nighttime routine, is giving yourself those messages as you fall asleep. I like falling asleep listening to comedy podcasts. It has not made me any funnier. So take that, that hypnosis as a way to wind down perhaps, but the idea, yeah, if it helps you get good sleep, that's great. You don't necessarily want to be listening to it all night. You don't want to have to recurringly wake up and be like, oh, the tape's still going or whatever. Food quality and quantity, of course, is super important. We want to make sure we're actually following a good nutrition plan when we're trying to lose weight. But hypnosis can assist in your recovery by reducing stress. So if you find a hypnosis person, tape, whatever thing that makes you feel less stressed while you're listening to it, that helps lower your stress, that's going to affect you on a physical level. That's going to lower your cortisol levels. That's going to make you feel less stressed, and that's going to allow your body to lose fat faster. So just reducing your stress. If you can work hypnosis into your routine as a way of stress reduction, meditation can often help in the same way. Again, if you actually find it relaxing. I am one of those people that that gets stressed out when I try meditation, which is a topic for another day. But similarly, if you find the hypnosis stressful, if you find making time for it stressful, if you find the messaging that the particular hypnosis person you're getting from, if you find that messaging stressful, and it gives you anxiety, then it's not helping with your fat loss. So we want it to be a restful thing. We want it to be something where, the idea with hypnosis, you're supposed to be like conscious, but accepting of the messages around you. So you want to make sure that you can actually get into that state. Now, there's a lot of self-hypnosis products out there, and people who are professionals, I guess. I have no experience with professional hypnosis, so I cannot speak to that at all. All right. So we want to make sure that it's whatever we're doing, it is assisting, number one, with our recovery. Number two, that we're doing effective workouts, that we're following a good program, that we do have good form and intensity. The hypnosis alone will not overcome any of these problems. If these things are not in check, you are not going to be able to overcome it with hypnosis. And in fact, if you're hypnotizing yourself into thinking that you are a fitness person, but then you do the opposite, you are going to experience cognitive dissonance, which again is going to cause you stress. So we want to make sure that we have effective workouts, and also that we are measuring progress. So a lot of times when people get squirrely about doing things like hypnosis or crazy supplements or anything, whether it's effective or not, usually when we're scrambling to do something different, it's because we're perceiving a lack of progress or progress in the wrong direction. And if that is the case, it is super important that you actually ask yourself, have you actually been measuring the right things? If you're looking for weight loss specifically, don't just take weight on the scale. Also take circumference measurements and progress photographs. The weight on the scale will not tell the whole picture. The weight on the scale can fluctuate 8 pounds in a day. So we want to make sure that we are taking all those other measurements as well. Okay, now once all that's in check, how hypnosis could help you. Number one, it can help you accept the reality that you can lose weight. So if you have been in a position where you're like, I just don't know if this is possible for me, I don't associate myself with being a fit person, I can't imagine myself in any other way, accepting the reality that it is possible for you is huge, all right? Especially if you're a person who's been telling yourself things like, I've tried everything. If you say, I've tried everything and I just can't, or I just am, this is how I'm built, it's my hormones, it's, something else, it's my gender, it's my hormones, it's my genetics, it's, there's any number of things that can slow your progress, but it won't make it impossible for you. There's even people with serious medical conditions who are taking like medications that make fat loss more difficult. It's still, if this is part of your journey and what you want to do with your body, and by the way, I don't believe that anybody has to necessarily lose fat. This is speaking to the people for whom you have already decided this is what you need to do for yourself, for your health, for your vanity, for whatever reason. If you're already on this path and you're like, this is what's good for me right now, I support you. If you're not ready for that journey, not everybody has to be on this journey, but it is super important that we can imagine ourselves, once we have decided I absolutely do want this for myself, then you have to really be able to imagine yourself taking that next step. And it's super important too to imagine yourself taking that next step before physical change takes place. Mental change will take place first, and this is where hypnosis can really help. It can help you potentially relax and accept the reality that, yeah, this is a possibility for you. It is not impossible, regardless of your situation. And yes, there are definitely some things that can make it very challenging, and I acknowledge that. But yes, it is possible. If you feel like it's not, then hypnosis could help with that. And reducing stress. Yeah, so just like we talked about before, if you find a way of doing hypnosis that actually reduces stress reduction is huge for weight loss, for fat loss. Okay. So lack of good representation can make you believe that change is not possible. So that's part of the problem that hypnosis, in my opinion, can do a good job of kind of overcoming. If you're in a situation where you're like, all of my friends, all of my family, they relax this way, they eat this way, I can't imagine myself like those people who do fitness for fun, like those people who eat on a meal plan and prepare their food and don't go out to eat and don't have snacks at night. Like if your relaxation routine is counterproductive to your goals and you can't imagine yourself as you currently are doing something different, hypnosis can help. If you can identify yourself as a fit person at your current weight, that is a huge wonderful thing for getting to the next level with your progress and with what you're trying to do. So if you can find a hypnosis that helps you identify currently as a fit person, even at your current body weight, that is super important. This is kind of closing the gap between body acceptance and goal acquisition, right? Body acceptance and goal acquisition do not have to be butting heads with each other. You should love your body every single step of the way. And if you can use hypnosis as a means to give yourself the message of, I am a fit person, that can actually help you make good decisions. Because if you identify, I am a fit person, does a fit person miss their workouts? No, of course not. A fit person looks forward to their workouts. Does a fit person eat off plan? Probably not so much. They're going to look forward to their on-plan meals and their healthy food. They're going to look forward to it. They're not going to fear it. They're not going to feel deprived, right? So if you can identify yourself as being that before you begin your journey, or as you're beginning your journey, that can really lower the burden on the cognitive dissonance of saying, well, I'm not a fit person, but I should be doing these things so I can become a fit person someday. Don't wait for someday, y'all. Don't wait for someday. Do it right now. Appreciate yourself as a fit person right now, and you will start doing the things that will get you there faster and have more fun doing it, more importantly, okay? So make sure that you can actually imagine yourself in that situation. So if hypnosis allows you to take that leap and to imagine yourself as a fierce, gym-going, awesome fitness person, even at your current body weight, and especially at your current body weight, whatever that is crucial. So look for representation, with the people that you work out with, look for representation out in the world in images. As you're putting, some people will do like a vision board. This ties into the concept of hypnosis as a way to imagine a future for yourself. If you're doing a vision board for yourself, don't just try to like clip out goal pictures, right? Like, oh, this is what I want to look like someday, right? Because the honest truth is you're going to look like you every step of the journey, and you may never look like whatever that goal picture is. So you want to find things, images, representations of physical activity and healthy eating that are similar to your current body shape, and that will help you as well. So while I can't speak to hypnosis so much because I just don't have the personal experience with it, I can absolutely understand how it helps in these other ways. And this is backed up by again, other sources that show that yes, you can't get around the exercise, nutrition, all that kind of stuff. Mayo Clinic has a good article, I'll link it in the description, giving you a sort of a summary of the effectiveness of hypnosis for weight loss. But yeah, so all the sources, all the studies out there are basically saying like this can help augment, this can help boost your progress if you are doing a fat loss, weight loss kind of thing already, but it's not going to do it all by itself, right? Big shocker. I know, big shocker. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try it if you can find something that is that works for you. Okay, if it helps you take that mental leap, then that is awesome. Okay. Whoop, did I lose you? Where is it? Ah, there we go. Hi. Sorry. Okay. So that was the question of the day, and hopefully that gave you some food for thought. Even if you don't try hypnosis, like some ideas about changing your perception of how you go forward in your fat loss journey. If you have tried hypnosis for fat loss, what was your experience? What was your expectation versus the outcome? Let me know in the comments. I would be very curious to hear who has actually tried this. I haven't tried it. I would love to hear from you if you have tried it. So yes, if you want to ask me questions, drop them below in the comments. If you are a member, you can do it through Patreon as well. Let me know there. If you're new to my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. If you actually want to hear from me ever again, if you hated this video, give it the thumbs down so that I know what kind of content y'all appreciate and don't. It helps me out a lot. And yeah, I'm going to be doing these things every day at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm here in Tucson, Arizona. Today was a little bit late because I was having technical difficulties, but we're here nonetheless. I mean, I wasn't late. I was perfectly on time. Yeah. Okay. If you need an actual fat loss, weight loss program to follow in a body positive environment that comes to you in your home, please go ahead and go to www.thenerdgym.com and join at any membership level on our Patreon. Right now we're doing everything on a sliding scale, so you, dear listener, can become a full member of the Nerd Gym with live private Zoom classes, meal plans for all different kinds of goals customized to you. Get access to all that stuff and coaching with yours truly. And yeah, so it's good stuff. Go to www